All right.
So, Nani, do you agree with him?
Absolutely, absolutely. But also, I need to add this. We need to find a way within our homes to begin to encourage. We do not have the time sometimes because of the influence of television. Sorry, you work there. And the social media, you know, it's so pervasive that our children are not reading as much as we did. You know, and these are things we can easily identify. You know, while we are stocking the public libraries, the school, about stocking our private libraries, and not just stocking them, encouraging our children to look at those books a lot more than they look on the television. But also, you need to find a way within the homes to encourage us to, because they love the computer, let them have more access to books of the imagination that Tade speaks about, that are available electronically. And that will help.
All right, but I was also keen on finding out, getting young people to read these days, because of the amount of distraction that we have with Twitter, Facebook, internet, and all the other means of distracting them. What is it that we should be doing in Nigeria? Because I know in other parts of the world, I don't know what it is that parents do. I don't know. I think my kids will just pick up books and they would read. It's something that seems to be quite natural. And they're encouraged to do that because I would insist that there is no television at certain times of the day. So they would have nothing else to do than to play board games or to read books. So they make a choice and they take that one that suits them at that point in time. But in Nigeria, it may not be the case. What do we need to do to get those children to read?
We need to set better examples. A lot of us as parents now, we watch a lot of football. We watch a lot of tennis. We are glued to CNN. The truth is, they watch us and see what we do. And they find that it's also convenient for them to follow suit. All right? The truth is, in our homes, it's even getting to be difficult. One, to have access to a lot of these books, and two, to be encouraged to read them. I mentor some children, in Port Harcourt, where I live, and all I tell them is, find time to read. You are not going to be a better writer if you're not a better reader. All right? But like I said before, we need to find a balance between what appeals to them and what we want them to become. So if we are going to create opportunities for them to see a lot of these e-books, it will also help. Some of them are going to, of course, run between their Twitter and Facebook pages to Kindle books. But if you begin to encourage them and let them see that you do the same as you ask them to do, it's going to go a long way. Yeah.
Okay.
Now we must start winding down now. So
can I give some information?
Yes.
Yeah. Useful.
Yes. He's mentioned that sometimes there can be a tie, but it's not absolutely unheard of that the prize is not awarded in a given year. So, but that's happened only once. And
may I ask what the reason was?
I think
Excellence.
One word.
I hope you understand what he means by that.
Yes,
which is that
one word.
the judges did not find that any of the entries reached the standard.
Oh.
That was it. Now that money has been used through the cooperation with the Nigerian Academy of Letters to produce a book, which is a handbook for writers, creative writers in Nigeria. So it was the work, the production, the generation and production was by the Nigerian Academy of Letters, but the money came from
And
LNG.
Okay. So in closing now, Dr. Arisia, the presentation itself, when is it going to take place?
The presentation, we'll let you know.
Okay.
We'll let you
You haven't decided
know.
yet. Fine. Okay. All right.
Because something that we have to consult along with the writers, the winner of the prize, the advisory board, the judges, and our stakeholders. So, because Nigeria LNG tries to excel in whatever it does, and as he mentioned, if we were not supporting excellence, we could just give the prize, award the prize irrespective of the class of work. But any work that wins the Nigeria Prize for Literature is worth Nigeria's name and can stand anywhere in the world.
Okay.
And that's the idea.
Okay, but next year it will be 10 years that you've been
Yes.
doing this. Is
Yes.
there anything special that you're looking to do? Are you looking to increase it to 1 million?
The idea is, as I said earlier, is to put enough there to reasonably inspire anyone. This is the biggest prize of literature on the continent of Africa. Yeah. So we believe we have enough, but it's not to say that that's all we can give. If it's reasonable to go beyond that or to go below, what's important to us is encouraging excellence in whatever field.
And there's an
we are
aspect
in.
that's been missed now. The advert actually also mentions that critics, literary critics, will be recognized as well. But at the moment, people are not applying for that.
Okay.
There is quite some money available for that, that if people would just say, write a critical piece of work on these guys, then, because it's not enough for them to write, people have to critique their works.
Wow. Yes.
So those who do that, we are now also inviting to try and bid and see
And
whether
as you
they
said
can win.
earlier, whether you were giving them this money or not, they would still write.
They would still
because
write.
They are writers.
Precisely.
Okay, thank you very much for coming. We've been looking at the Nigeria Prize for Literature. We've been chatting with Dr. Kudo Arisia Eke, who's General Manager, External Relations over at the Nigeria LNG. And he came along with Professor Ben Elugbe, who's a member of the advisory board, and two of the shortlisted writers, poets, Mr. Tade Ikwadeola, on his work, the Sahara Testaments, as well as Mr. Amon Nadi, for his work, Through the Window of a Sand Castle. Thank you very much for coming, and we'll pray and fast for you all. May the best writer win.
Yes.
Thank you very much for coming.